Atherdrift, the racing Magic the Gathering set, will be in the hands, collections, and decks of players like you and I before we know it. And with all of the new products, the changes to MSRP, the shape of the booster box, and yeah, the yellow foamy foils that we are going to find in these various products, it's time to consider everything that I think we should think of before fans like you and I spend our hard-earned money on this Magic the Gathering release. So join me today while we break down the products, talk about from a playability, pack, kraken, and value perspective, and long-term viability of this Magic the Gathering release. And if you like conversations like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because for a small channel like mine, it helps more than you can possibly imagine. Oh, and we're on our way to 11K, which I didn't think we would get to this quick. Shout out to all of you that have clicked the button. Thank you so much. Now, we knew upon announcement that the first Magic the Gathering set of the year often has a strong hill to climb. Looking no further back than Karlov Manor, we see the first set can get off to a rocky start. And when that set is also a themed set, whether it be race cars or detective hats, well, it's not something fans like you and I always gravitate to. But I'm fairly excited about Atherdrift, but that doesn't mean there aren't some gotchas, pitfalls, and traps when it comes to buying this product. We're going to talk about all of that today, and I'm going to show you the tactics that I use to approach a Magic the Gathering set and how I spend my money. And the first thing that I consider when it comes to a product release, box opening, or spending my money on anything is the viability of the cards. And if I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Magic the Gathering is by and far the most played TCG on the planet. It has the most players, more people slamming cardboard down than any other game, maybe than any of the other games combined. Magic is huge when it comes from a player perspective. And for that reason, I do like some of the cards in Atherdrift. Historically, sets with good land cycles, at least fine land cycles, do okay from a value perspective and when it comes to value of the box and the experience of opening the box. And we are getting the rest of the cycle of the Verge lands, meaning, hey, I produce one color, and if you control that color or that basic land type or its partner basic land type, I can produce both colors, if that makes sense. These Verge lands are really unique and powerful, and while I don't think they're going to make a splash in high-powered formats like Legacy or Modern, these Verge lands are going to be a staple in a couple formats, and I can't imagine most Commander decks won't want at least a couple of them around for building options down the line. Now, that being said, it does seem like the headline card, the Aether Spark, the big, powerful baddie, seems... How do I put this? It seems kind of mid. It seems like a super commander-y card, and yeah, I'm sure there are combos out there to break the card, but while the serialized chase might be on and it might be crazy powerful, the rest of the card seems mid. Planeswalker seems really focused around the set mechanics and vehicles and crewing and saddling, and while that is great from a limited perspective, I don't know how much value is going to be in the box. So the playables go from, yeah, highly playable to, meh, not so much, like a normal standard middle-of-the-road Magic the Gathering release, but that all gets thrown out the window when you talk about the deck bling that comes in the gold foil, first place foiled box topper booster packs. These things are game changers, and I would be remiss if I didn't consider people blinging out their decks when we talked about playability. So when it comes to buying the sealed products we're analyzing today, the Play Booster Box, Collector Booster Box, and yeah, the Finish Line Bundle, we have to consider that there's a bit of a playability value add when it comes to those gold foils. Listen, I call them gold foils. They're whatever they are. They're gold cards, they're foil, they're first place foils, they're in the pack. We know what we're talking about. I will say that that is the true representation of modern Magic the Gathering collectability, and I think Atherdrift is going to lean into that really well. The idea that people say, oh, I don't collect Magic, but what I do is I bling out all of my Commander decks, and spoiler alert, that's collecting. And I think this set's going to go a long way there. But you can't say the word value without considering the price of these products. And let's get this out of the way right now. When it comes to the price of Magic the Gathering products, I wish they were cheaper. I wish Wizards of the Coast didn't charge us as much as they do for premium sets. But, well, they do, so we're going to talk about the world that we live in right now. So while from a playability standpoint, I am excited for Aether. I think there's a lot of value there. From a value standpoint, so much, in my opinion, is going to hinge on these first place foils. If these things can hold a good value on the secondary market, it adds a little bit of spice, a little bit of juice, a little bit of extra on top to every single product that fans like you and I buy. And that, in my opinion, is a massive win. Having a bit of a known quantity, a bit of a value spike right from the get-go when you buy the box and set it on your desk, the moment you carry it off the game store shelf, I think that is a big win. And while, yeah, there's going to be variants there, do you hit a good card, do you hit a bad card, do you hit one of the, separate set of foil lands with the frog, princess, queen standing over the golden glory, do you hit the regular one? All of these variants are going to come into effect, but having that little bit of value goes a long way. But the Play Booster Box historically, especially recently, has not been a bastion of value. It's not been a place that we could go to crack packs and make a ton of our money back. With the exception of certain sets like, in my opinion, yes, Karlov Manor, the dig lands are very good, and things like Modern Horizons 3, most Play Booster Boxes are not about cracking boxes for value. They're about sitting down and playing the game. So the Play Booster Box is something I am excited for from a play perspective. I'm excited for the little bit of value add in the box topper up there, but I would make sure we're cautious about how we're buying that product based on how we want to use it. If you're cracking cards just to add to your commander deck, make sure you obviously buy singles. But if you want a pack cracking experience, if you're going to sit down, play with your friends, make a cube, whatever it might be, and you're going to enjoy that, that is part of your value add, that little box topper on top, and I think you can easily justify buying this 30-pack Play Booster Box versus 36 for probably around 100, between 100 and 120, 126-ish at the time of the release. That's a total speculation. But it does get a bit off the rails when we get outside the Play Booster Box. And I will say this, the Play Booster Box is meant for play. It does a great job of giving Magic the Gathering fans a place to play the game, the thing that Magic does oh so well. But the Collector Booster Box, it can get volatile. We know that Wizards of the Coast in recent history has been, let's call it, smarter about limiting the print run of the Collector Booster Box. And why is this smarter? Josh, do you hate cards in the hands of fans? You want things to be expensive and tendies and to the moon? Well, folks, the Collector Booster Box is something that is okay having a higher price. It should be harder to obtain. It does not in any way gatekeep anybody from playing Magic the Gathering. All it is additional treatments, chase cards, foils, variants, and things like that. You can get almost every single card you can get there in a cheaper version, say if you run into something like Shieldred, where the crazy version is not that much more because, gosh, the card is just so played. Most of the time, cards in the collector boxes are only value adds. They're not required for the fans who just want to sit down and play, and that to me is a good reason to keep them collectible, keep things chase, and fulfill that other section of love that is Magic the Gathering, not only just the play, but the value and the collectability aspects of a little three-piece pie here. In that sense, if the Play Booster Box is printed a lot and the Collector Booster Box is a more managed print run, I am actually really excited. A Collector Booster Box with a box topper inside and the chance to pull some crazy treatments of cards that are highly useful, I think we could be in a good spot. Now, the Collector Booster Box, in my opinion, is going to hinder a lot on the value, or the value of the Collector Booster Box is going to hinge a lot on the value of the serial Aetherspark. Now, we see this right now with Innistrad Remastered. This is where we must be cautious. Caution! If I was a better editor, I'd put a big caution thing right here. I really do think the single serialized card adds a lot of value to these products, but it also opens the door for a lot of what I call Magic feels bad. Where I'm like, hey, if I buy this Collector Booster Box, I got a shot, I got a chance, I got a lottery ticket, I'm in the game. It's all fun and games until you open that box and it's not in there. Then you have to come to terms with the decision you made and wonder, why oh why did I spend my money on this if all I was looking for was the 1 of 500 that was crazy hard to pull in this box. We must always remember that when we spend our money on these things, that hey, we're going to be tantalized by the chase, the opportunity, the possibilities are out there, but they're not always going to hit. And for that reason, I do think this is a volatile product that if you're a collector, if you like the value long-term, I think the value long-term of this is going to be extremely good, provided you don't print it into the ground and sell it on Amazon. I really think you need to be cautious unless you're looking for one of those two avenues. And finally, the first place bundle. In my opinion, the product I am most bullish on, because all of this talk about the box topper, the gilded foils, and the breakdown of products, I think it's six Play Booster Packs, I think it's 2 Collector Booster Packs in this box, the variety, the spice of life, and the value add, and most importantly, the cheapest way at this time to assure that you get a box topper makes this product, in my opinion, incredible. Yeah, I wish it was cheaper. I wish it wasn't $80 off the shelf. Maybe don't include the collector boosters in there to bring the price down. Whatever it is, this is a wonderful way to assure you get that box topper in your hand, assure you have a breakdown of products, you have enough play boosters where if you and all your friends buy one, guess what? You can all do a sealed event. It is a good time. These bundles that Magic the Gathering is putting together, we talked about the Nightmare Bundle, we talked about the Complete Bundle, now the Finish Line Bundle. These things, in my opinion, are wonderful. They target a whole new price demographic. They say, hey, have less dollars in your pocket but still want the sealed product experience. Here you go. You couple that with the addition of the box topper and all of the possibilities we talked about from the collector booster box without having to shell out $240, $250. Man, I think we are in for a good time. In fact, Magic the Gathering bundles recently have been kind of killing it. The boxes on the inside are made of a much higher quality. I like the dice that you get with the product, and while, yeah, the rest of it is iffy and touch and go, you get a good breakdown of packs and some special goodies. In this case, a very special goodie in, once again, that box topper. I love this product, and all of these things before you buy are, worth thinking of, but I am going to think probably the least when I buy that first place finish line gold foil bundle special extravaganza. But what does that mean long term for this product? Is this product going to be something that we look back fondly on in the era of Magic the Gathering? And I have the perfect example right here, and I don't know if much more needs to be said. This is going to be Outlaws of Thunder Junction with a box topper. And what I mean by that is, if you are a Magic the Gathering fan, if you are tuned in, if you are locked onto all of the cardboard that Wizards of the Coast had to offer, this is one of the most fun, chaotic, crazy box opening experiences you as a fan can have. But if you're not, it can get a bit messy. And while Atherdrift, in my opinion, won't go that far because we don't have 17 different product symbols all over the place in the various boxes, I do think this set is going to feel extremely chaotic, maybe even slightly disconnected. And look, the sub-themes aren't necessarily a bad thing, but it's safe to say they don't always hit with every Magic the Gathering fan, and I don't think this is bringing race car driving fans into Magic. I don't think it has the power of a Universes Beyond set. That being said, I really like this product long term because, as you can see from the shelf behind me, I also really like this product long term. I think it's a fun era of Magic the Gathering with variants and treatments unlike we have ever seen. I think Atherdrift is very similar in that aspect, and I think long term we're going to see very similar performance to Outlaws of Thunder Junction, meaning I don't think it's going to be the best set of the year. I think in a year with things like Spider-Man and Final Fantasies and Marvels and Universes Beyond Within, Extravaganza, etc., we don't really have the chance for a regular Magic set to be the set of the year. But all in all, I'm hyped. I think there's a lot of positivity. If you watched my what to consider before buying Innistrad video, there's a lot of negativity. In this one, there's a ton of positivity. I am high on this set. I think it's going to be really fun for Magic fans, both old and new, and I can't wait to get my hands on some of those special treatment cards. Did I miss something that you should consider before spending your hard-earned money on this set? Let me know in the comments section below. We'll have an entire video on the breakdown of the Commander product here, why I think it's good or not good, so make sure you are subscribed to get that, and hit the like button down there because I never show the like button any love, and it's my 2025 resolution to start calling it out and showing that button some love. So be like me and hit that button, show it some love. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will pin a video down here that I think you will like, and until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around. All right, goodbye.